Meet Bruno, a tiny dog, fragile and afraid, hiding beneath a parked car on the side of the road. His tail was wounded and rotting. Flies circled and landed on the exposed flesh, laying eggs, feeding off his pain. Bruno was crying, soft, desperate, whimpers as his small body trembled from fear and agony. Everyone had seen him. Neighbors passed by, children pointed, adults whispered, but no one stepped in. He had become just another part of the street, unnoticed, ignored, suffering alone. His eyes were wide with fear, his body frozen, waiting for help that never came. Until finally, someone did. We rushed Bruno to the emergency vet clinic. His body was weak, his breathing shallow, but his eyes, they still had something left in them. A quiet plea, a spark of hope. And when the vet touched him gently, he didn't flinch. He just closed his eyes, as if finally letting go. Finally, safe. But the truth was much worse than what we saw at first. Bruno wasn't just hurt, he was paralyzed, completely unable to move his back legs. Maybe he'd been hit by a car. Maybe someone hurt him on purpose. No one knew. But what was clear was that he had been left like this for days, maybe weeks. His wounds weren't just on the outside. They had spread deep. His tail, legs, back, anus, even his gums were covered in sores and crawling with worms. Infection had already set in. The vet cleaned him carefully, gave him pain relief, started fluids. His blood work was critical. He needed a transfusion to survive. And still, Bruno fought. He didn't whine. He didn't give up. As weak as he was, there was something fierce inside of him, a will to live. A quiet bravery that carried him through every painful procedure, every sleepless night. We watched over him every moment. Days turned into weeks. His wounds were cleaned again and again. Antibiotics, dewormers, vitamins, transfusions. Some days, he slept all day. Some days, he tried to lift his head. But every day, Bruno held on. The x-rays confirmed what we feared. He would never walk again. The damage was too severe. His lower spine had been injured, possibly crushed. He'd need a wheelchair if he was ever going to move again. But for now, our only focus was healing his broken body. Slowly, his wounds closed. The swelling went down. The worms disappeared. The light in his eyes returned. He started eating again, first with help, then on his own. And one day, he tried to crawl forward, dragging himself gently across the blanket. It was small, but it meant everything. And finally, after weeks of waiting, Bruno received his wheelchair. The first time we strapped him in, he was confused. He didn't know what to do. But with gentle hands and soft encouragement, he took a step, then another, and then he ran. Bruno ran. He zoomed across the clinic floor, tail wagging, ears flopping. Everyone clapped, laughed, cried. The little dog who had been dying under a car was now racing through the halls with pure joy. And he didn't stop there. Now, Bruno spends his days running around with other dogs in the shelter yard. He loves playing tug-of-war, chasing balls, and barking happily at passing birds. His wheelchair is just a part of him now. A tool, not a limitation. People see him and smile, not out of pity, but because of the happiness he brings. His spirit is so bright, so full of life, that you forget he can't walk. He doesn't care, and neither do we. Bruno isn't just a disabled dog. He's a fighter, a miracle, a soul who refused to give in when everything was against him. No longer in pain, no longer alone, Bruno wakes up each day ready to live. He greets his rescuers with kisses, rolls in the grass, rests in warm blankets, and sleeps peacefully, knowing he is loved. His past will never be erased, but it no longer defines him. Bruno is free now, free to move, to play, to be happy, free to be the dog he was always meant to be. And this is only the beginning of his beautiful new life. He was paralyzed, wounded, and left to die under a car, ignored by everyone, until one person stopped and changed everything. Bruno's journey from pain to joy will break your heart, and then heal it. If his story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe. Help us bring more second chances to those who need them most.